Hey everyone, Drake back here, aka Music Fan 108, and I'm here to do another review. And look in front of me, you all know this album, AC/DC's Back in Black. This came out, this came out in 1980, if you don't know. This was the first album without lead singer Bon Scott. This is AC/DC's biggest album. Of course, put on classic rock radio or any rock and roll, metal, rocks, K rock, rock station, whatever you want to call it. Any of them, you'll hear majority of the songs on this album. um, as you can see, I have the vinyl. This is actually one of the only vinyls I have. I actually don't own a vinyl player. I did before, but I gave it away because I couldn't get it how to work. I couldn't get it working, sadly. But, um, but pretty much, um, I bought this and I did. I bought this, but I didn't open it. It's still sealed, as you can see. Yeah, it's still sealed. I never opened it, and I don't really have a reason to open it anyway because I don't have a vinyl player. I am more of a CD guy, of course. I'm more of a CD guy. Always have been. So, and I have a lot of cassettes that were my dad's, and I have a lot of them too, and he gave them to me. So, I guess you can say I am a cassette guy too, but vinyl I've never been really. I guess it's just because it's coincidental that I didn't grow up in the vinyl era in the 70s and 60s, 80s, early mid 80s. Then when CDs came in. So, and then even growing up in the 2000s, because I was born in 2000, it was still about the CDs in the 2000s. Then in the 2010s, vinyl made a big comeback. So, but yeah. But anyway, back to the album. This is Back in Black. So you see, big black cover, and it's embossed AC/DC. And here's the back. The track listing's not in order like most other vinyls. But, what can you do? It's pretty common, actually. Like Kiss, Kiss Rock and Roll Over, Love Gun, and Dynasty. Those vinyls, like those albums on vinyl, had the track listing scattered too. And actually, Unmasked as well did. And same with this. But I know the track listing by heart. It's Hell's Bells, Shoot to Thrill, What Do You Do for Money, Honey, Giving the Dog a Bone, Let Me Put My Love Into You. On side 1 and side 2 is Back in Black, You Shook Me All Night Long, Have a Drink on Me, Shake a Leg, and Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. And this was produced by Robert John Mutt Lange, as it says down here, who also did Highway to Hell, the album before this. And he did For Those About to Rock, the album after this. So, what can I say about this album? It's a great album. It's a classic. I love every song on this album. Even though it's overplayed, I guess you can say, but a great album's a great album. So I love this album, and like I said, this is the first album with Brian Johnson. So who replaced Bon Scott because Bon Scott passed away in February 1980. And I would say this is definitely the best album with Brian Johnson too. And I love For Those About to Rock and Flick of the Switch. Those are the best with Brian as well. Well, besides this, but this is the best. After Flick of the Switch, AC/DC, their albums just got more fillery to me. Like they're a throw. A lot of those albums aren't good in my opinion. Well, I thought Fly on the Wall was alright. I liked the majority of that album, but that's where, the fillers started. And then Blow Up Your Video was a shitty album in my opinion, and Razor's Edge I know was popular. And, that album too I don't like, just like Blow Up Your Video. In my opinion, it's overrated. And Ball Breaker too, I didn't like that one much. And then Stiff Upper Lip, you know, had its moments, had a few good songs, but I mean, all those albums had a few good songs, but Blow Up Your Video and Razor's Edge, I really hated. And then Black Ice, I really liked. That was a good album. Then Rock or Bust, best album since Flick of the Switch, in my opinion. And the last album, Power Up, I really liked. So AC/DC on their last recent records pretty much got it back on track, in my opinion. And they were good. And then I love all the Bon Scott albums. Actually, I'm gonna review the Bon Scott albums, all of them, one day. But I just saw this vinyl and laying around in my room, and I was like, you know, I'll just grab it, do a quick review, you know, because I know I haven't made a video in a while, so I just, you know, do a quick review of Back in Black. I might actually sell this, by the way, because, you know, it's still sealed and I really have no use for it, sadly, because like I said, I'm a CD guy mainly, and you know, there's my stereo, so that's what I listen to my music on. But yeah, I mean, I might sell this, so because I have no use for it. So, but at least I made a quick review of it. So, but yeah, Back in Black, it's a great album. My favorite song, my God, that's tough. Definitely a tie between Shoot to Thrill and Let Me Put My Love Into You. Those two songs are perfect. And apparently there's been, you know, what's the word? There's been speculation of Bon Scott, if he actually co-wrote or wrote some of the songs on this album. Because remember, this was July 1980 this came out, and Bon died in late February 1980. So, and then March, you know, then April's when they went into the studio, and April and May is when they did this in the studio, and then April's when Brian came in. So, you know, look at the timeline. Maybe, I personally believe some of Bon's stuff is on here. In my opinion, I can hear Bon's influence on Let Me Put My Love Into You and on Shoot to Thrill, and I hear it on You Shook Me All Night Long too, for sure. And definitely those songs. And you know, Bon's wife, ex-wife Irene, she actually claims that Bon once said that the title "Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution," so even that too. You know, I feel some of Bon's DNA is on here, and they just didn't give him credit for it. Which is, you know, we wonder why, right? Because down here they say all titles by Angus Young, Malcolm Young, and Brian Johnson. You know, but if you want to get the book, there's a book called Bon: The Last Highway. It's written by Jesse Fink, and he talks about it in that book. And he gathered interviews. He talked to people who are close to Bon. You know, and it's a good book. I mean, I don't own it, but I've heard interviews with Jesse Fink, and he's a very great guy, and you know, he's you know, he did a lot to go to get down to it, to find out about, you know, going Bon's you know, people who are close to Bon, and to find out if he did have anything to do with the song, or how Bon's relationship was with the band. So, and he did great, and it's a great book, and he's, you know, there's interviews with him. I'd recommend checking him out too, but definitely get that book. But yeah, Back in Black, great album, 10 out of 10. Nothing else to say. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely be selling this. So, but yeah, I did a quick review. But thank you guys for watching. I'm definitely gonna try get back to doing more reviews and more videos for you guys. So hope you all have a good night. Take care, and God bless.